Yes, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, tankers of Blitz Universe to the channel. Have you taken part in the Gravity Force mode yet in World of Tanks Blitz? The new game mode that they've introduced, where you can fly in the Sea of Tranquility and where you can get epic shots because physics are not there anymore. There's no gravity, and that then leads to tanks floating around in space, much like this Object 704 floating in front of me and then driving backwards, showing his arse to the enemy, which is gonna hurt. I still have the contest running a few more hours for you to be able to send in a replay if you want to. If you haven't sent in one already, you can send in one replay per account of the best moments in the Gravity Force mode. And then the top 4 will win prizes, tier 6 premium tanks, 14 days premium account. All the details are available in the video. There's a link in the top right corner. Righty, back to the subject at hand. That's not the AMX-30B. Although it's the start of the video, it is not the subject of today. The subject is decision making, medium tank driving, and also not caring too much about teammates. The reason for this is 3 games, and all these 3 are in the AMX-30B. And all these 3 were played pretty much in sequence, not as in the days. You will probably see the days and then you will start looking at them and thinking, oh, Martin, you haven't played these one after another, but I sure did. But I wanted to highlight these games because what I'm doing here, I'm looking at them. I've looked at the lineups first. If you take a look at the lineup now, you will see that I was the sole medium tank on my team. And normally, if I would be in a medium tank, I would go towards either the corner in the northwest corner of the map. That's about 2 out of 10 times. And 8 out of 10 times I go to the usual spotting bush, sometimes a bit to the left inside the cap circle, usually on that ridge. Just try to get some early spots in and then duck back into cover. On this one, I did not. Reason for that, Reds still have 2 medium tanks. They have this big one, they have a Waffle, they have an AMX-50B that is it's an auto-loading heavy tank. I do have the mobility, I do have some turret armor, gun depression, etc. But if these guys rush and pack a punch, then my hit points would vanish very quickly. So I decided to go into the quote-unquote tank destroy bushes, which everybody knows because this is also a tier 1 map and everybody goes into these bushes, and then they see all the bots running forward and they whack the bots, and then yes, they usually win because the bots are pre-programmed and everybody stays in those freaking bushes. It's a good thing that these maps are there. I don't think Fort Despair should be up there in the bracket up towards, I don't know, cap it at tier 7 maybe. That would be my thinking. Or change the bushes for a bit. It's a bit too obvious. This hill, however, is a really good one to have some early spots. But as I said, the Reds had 2 medium tanks. They now have none. They had a Leopard, they had a WZ-120, and they had some really quick tank destroyers. They had this guy, the Horry Type 2, the T-110E4 is going to be the last one alive on the red team in just a few seconds. And we mostly had some, well, apparently lesser skilled teammates. I'm not talking about the T-95E6 from the Mud Clan, that's a good player. I'm more talking about the T-30 who decided to go on the other side of the castle, isolate himself. That's a tank destroyer with a really big gun but low DPM. That's a support tank if it is a bottom tier tank at first. Same goes for the 704. I had no idea what he was smoking, but yeah, he decided to park in front of me. And at first I was thinking, what are you doing? Are you seriously going to start parking in front of me? Just piss off. Go to another position. And I could easily get frustrated by him and then push him out of the bush, etc. Or just start typing, sort of, go somewhere else. But I did not. I decided to see what happened, just back off a little bit in case he decided to push into me. I was already backing off. And when the Reds pushed, you can see what I did there. I put one shot into the WZ-120, then pulled back a little bit, reset my camo, tried to get another shot in, was not possible. Go all the way back because I had already realized that the Kampfpanzer was rolling in, providing some support for the 704. They were going to go down anyway. So I decided to go back to spawn behind the ridge that I know and then live to fight another day. And because I'm still alive, I'm the last one on my team, and I had to make this move really quickly. It was a bit of a risk. I was kind of thinking that the T-124 would go towards the cap area and not towards this position, but I had the speed, I had my speed boost there, and then you can see it's not a massive amount of damage by all means, but it's about double my damage worth in the 2.0 damage ratio. But we won the game, and that's what I wanted to highlight. I've said it before, you can't win a game in the first 30 seconds. I mean, if I had died, we would have lost. But because I drove away, because I looked at the lineup early on, and because I drove away, I managed to stay alive. And same as this one. I'm looking at the T-92E1, that's the light tank on my team. I'm the sole medium tank. There's just one medium tank left on the Reds unaccounted for. And that's a Progetto. And I do not want to get caught out in the open against a Progetto, against this guy, the T-57 Heavy. That's good, that's useful information. He's going towards the castle area. And as I'm going forward to try to take another shot, take a look at what's going to happen right now. Yes, right now. Right now, yes, there is. That's the Progetto. And he's thinking, there's an AMX-30B over here, I want to shoot him. And as he's rolling forward, he completely overextended. I know he's on a reload now, because I fired one shot into him, and he's fired a few shots. I'm then backing up, boom comes the shot, there it is, from the Object 74, and I can finish off. 2k damage within 1 minute and 30 seconds of the game. And when I got shot by the Leopard from the left, from top over there, I realized that he's probably, quote unquote, probably isolated. So what I'm gonna do here is reset my camo, dive under his gun, under his viewports, use the bush for a little bit of cover, taking a look around, keeping my turret still, and I'm not gonna move up that ramp. I'm even leaving the truck over there so I don't knock down the truck and then they will get alerted by my presence. But he spots me now, and I'm taking a shot on that guy. I notice the little triangle. Ooh, that's an FE4005. I'm not going to push in then. And I'm already turning my tank, making him shoot. Yes, that's the bounce. That's what I wanted to have. Then I shoot, and I just bugger off. I looked up towards the bunkers area, because I knew that the FE215B, who now cleared the Leopard PTA, was there. And that's good. I knew he was there. I knew he was on top. That would slow the FE4005 down. That guy will not push on me if he knows there's a Death Star behind him. And then I realized that the Motion is under attack. And he's good in terms of health now, but there's a Waffle up there and the T-57 Heavy. So we have to clear this T-57 Heavy. We have to clear one of the autoloaders. There we go. One shot into the tracks. Aim for the tracks. He gets whacked by the Motion as well, and I should have pushed forward a little bit quicker, because now I can finish the T-57 and Heavy and gonna get shot up my ass by the FE405. And then I'm gonna roll in HE for the Waffle Tractor, get a lucky bounce on the side of the tank, and then push him in front of the Motion. There we go. Lovely stuff. 4k damage, 990 blocked, not a lot. But this is medium's gameplay style. Medium tanks and light tanks, and quick heavies as well, but mostly mediums and light tanks, they allow you to go around the battlefield. You can somewhat dictate the conditions of the fight. And as long as I have positions to back into, like I'm gonna have here, I mean, I positioned over there. I could go in onto that FE405. He only has a 180-degree rotatable turret. But yeah, why would I do that? He's being chased by that FE215B. I'm behind the ridge. I can reload. I do not have a rammer on the AMX-30B because I prefer to have the penetration values. I want to make my shots count. And in this game, the last one in this video, I'm going to show you it fully. Also with the lineup. And I've made snapshots, as you can see, of my team's lineup. And afterwards we're gonna watch the lineup of the red team. And this is, as shown here, TD spam much. We've got 2 Death Stars and a Jagdtiger. We've got 3 medium tanks, 1 with really bad gun impression, Progetto 65 auto reloaders, me and the AMX-30B, and we have the Russian IS-8. Reds, however, they also have an FE215B, they've got an Object 263, T62A, FE, as you can see, another IS-8, Object 74, and one of those dreaded T-92E1 Merkin missile tanks. And especially that big FE215B, we're on Castilla. And 9 out of 10 times, the tank destroyers are sitting on the ridges, the medium is going towards the church, so I will want to go to the church with my AMX-30B, spot the hill, and then see what is going to happen. And as the game is loading, I'm looking at the Progetto, looking at the WZ-120, thinking, oh dear, it's a player underscore number thingy without camouflage, and apparently it has a stuck gun, so don't have really high hopes on that guy. And then the FE215B says, Mets Church. Right, no problem. If a big gun tank destroyer like me wants me to go somewhere, then I'll go there and I will spot for him. And I've told you several times on videos that if you go on a map towards about the center line, that's as far as you should go in the beginning of the game, because I also know that FE4202 of Reds is from Swarm Clan, is a good player, Blues, and I had a feeling that he would be going up here, so I'm going to poke over this ridge like this, which means my tank is protected. There he is, hello. There's nobody on the real Castilla top yet. WZ, no mate, I'm using my big derriere to nudge him a little bit and make sure that he is not exposing himself in the line of fire. Oh, there's the T-92E1. And here's the first shot. He is very trigger happy and he's gonna suffer for it. Now look at this. Boom, boom, boom. Get balanced, mate. Loses a lot of health. Loses crew members, equipment on the tank, modules, etc. He's lost 3/4 of his health within 1 minute. As said, you can't win the game in the first 30 seconds, but you sure as hell can lose it. And now take a look at the minimap. Reds are pushing here in force, and I'm tracking this Object 74 in place. I didn't really mind what tank I would shoot, just I wanted to get tanks sitting down there. I'm reversing up the hill. Look at the assistant damage already, 1500 damage. This shot, that's a hash shot from the FE4202. I was happy to take that shot, because I wanted to get here, in this little depression. Take a look at the minimap now. As we bounce this perfectly aimed shot on the side armor of an IS-8. Minimap first. What you can see here is that we have pushed up towards the middle line of the map and we basically have map control. The tank destroyers are sitting at various places. There's an FE215B who has pushed up towards the northwest corner. I think the Arctic is on top of the hill. And there's a tank in the northeast corner as well. The IS-8 is on the top of the mill, which means he's got shots across. That means that any medium who wants to push over the church area will get punished for it. There is a Progetto down below at the cap area. He's pushing towards the cap. WZ with me on top of the church. And we've spotted all but one of the tanks. We've spotted them all but one. 6 of them are in the town area. But that IS-8 has not spotted any tanks yet, so my gut feeling is that the last tank is either AFK, or he might be pushing through the town area, but then we would probably have spotted him already being on this ridge, especially the Progetto in town would have spotted him. So my gut feeling is that he's either AFK, or he is with the team pushing towards the little village on the eastern side of the map. We've got map control. I have cover from tank destroyers. All I have to do now basically is stay alive as long as possible, and then we have a high chance of winning this game. And as I crest forward now, there's the other FE. Hello, there you are. He's just rolling forward with his big gun right into the line of fire. The Progetto is cleared by the T-92E1, which is a bit annoying, but we still have 2 tanks on the ridge over here. And I'm up to, what is it, 2k spotting damage nearly? Done 1700 myself, not much, but I'll take this, no problem whatsoever. Oh, there's more. 478 on that FE, who's now down in the water. And as long as I'm not giving him any really good shots, he's pretty much combat ineffective. WTF team, says the T-92E1. And we've cleared the FE4202, poke over the ridge, clear the Object 74. We've got strength in numbers now. But it would be foolish now to think the game is in the bag, because the 263 is off the radar. They still have the IS-8. They still have the Death Star, who's in the water, combat ineffective as of now. But this 263, right over there, he is full health. And the WZ made the mistake of pushing on towards the Castilla. Word of advice, if you can't win the top of the hill, try to take hold of this ridge. This is just epic. All the tank destroyers are across the map from me. I want this guy to chase me. I want this guy to take me on, this Object 263. And then I'm gonna turn around towards the IS-8, track him in place, make a little evasive maneuver, side hug him. There we go, through the side. He misses my shot and off the cliff of view. Thank you very much, no problem whatsoever. No questions asked. And I'm very lucky here that this shot really misses me. But yeah, mate, come on, buddy. I can take one shot from you. I track you in place. He is gonna get whacked, as you can see. You track him, your teammates will whack him. No problem whatsoever. FV is down now, and he has no hope in hell of catching me or shooting me. I'll shoot him now, and then I'm gonna do this superhero landing on the IS-8. Load AC, where is he? There he is. Yes, aim, superhero landing, wait for it. And I don't even knock my tracks off or damage myself. Good stuff, 3k. 3 kills, 3.4k damage only. And there were people asking on Instagram, how is that an ace? Well, look at the base XP. that's how you get aces. 5.7k assistance damage. You don't need to do all the damage yourself to get an ace. Just get this. Assistance. Thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen, Tankers of Blitz. I'll catch you all on the next video. Cheers and happy tanking.